Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media. And of course, there is no bigger talking point than what went down at the end of Raw. Now, there is so much news, so many thoughts, so many theories, so much reaction. I've put a lot of it into this folder. It might be a little bit confusing as we kind of venture through everything. So I think it's best to start with the headline. The headline is, it is believed that Seth has got an injury. It's believed that he got that injury at Crown Jewel. He doesn't know the extent of the injury. He's going to go and have tests. But they apparently made the decision very recently to actually do something they were not going to be doing until next year. Apparently this was going to be happening after WrestleMania, but with them not sure about what the future looks like for Seth right now, they've decided to pull the trigger now, right? So that's kind of the headline, if you will. But it looks like this moment was going to be coming next year. So that's the headline. Let's have a little walk, shall we? Kind of through the footage and things that we've got. A fun little reaction tweet there from Nathan Frazier of Fraxium. But let's go over to this footage, right? So this is just some fun footage after Raw. So in the ring, you can see Seth. You got the Vision kind of walking away, right? There's Seth. In the ring, we got CM Punk. He's got a chair. He wants to use that chair, and Adam Pearce comes over. He's like, no, now is not the time, right? And I don't think CM Punk really appreciates that, because he'd love to wallop Seth with that chair, even if Seth has just been turned on by the Vision. So in the ring right now, we've got CM Punk. There's Adam Pearce checking on Seth. The crowd are saying, yes, do it. Do it. Go and hit him with the chair. And Adam Pearce comes over. He's like, don't even think about it. So now CM Punk starts teasing that he might hit Adam Pearce with the chair. And again, look, he teases it. So he's just having a little bit of fun with the crowds after Raw. I mean, Seth is still down here, obviously. And eventually he goes and sits down. So that footage coming courtesy of Cozy, who I'm guessing was obviously actually there in the building. This is some more footage. So Buffy Busy Buzz, thank you. This is Seth. So this is the footage of Seth outside the ring. You can still see CM Punk in the ring, but here is Seth being led away, and he is obviously favoring his arm. Word has come out, and we even have a picture of him in a sling on Sunday. Apparently he was kind of walking around with his arm in a sling. Now, I've got to tell you, we're going to look and talk a lot about this potential Seth injury, but there is a lot of people not buying it. Seth, of course, faked an injury before, and there are plenty of people thinking that he could be doing it again here. I don't know why. I don't know what he would benefit by doing that. Some people are thinking that it could be that he has a match with CM Punk, then during the match, Bron and Bronson attack. And the only thing I would say is they could have attacked anyway. I don't really know what he benefits by having them attacking him here. So, yeah, we've got Seth being led away. This is the footage. Obviously, it looks bad, looks serious, but then it looked bad and it looked serious last time, when it turned out he was faking it. So, yeah, it's really got people double guessing. People just really don't know what they can trust or even believe. As a result, there are other theories that are floating around. There's this one, which I personally don't buy into. Edward, though, thank you. So, obviously, we saw Karrion in the background of a Seth segment. And so people are wondering, is this all part of like a Karrion story? Is Karrion actually on his way back? Is it going to be a case that Bron and Bronson are going to align with Karrion? I don't really know why Bron and Bronson would throw Seth away to align with Karrion. That doesn't really make much sense to me. Obviously, they could find a way of explaining it, but I don't know. I'm not really buying this one, to be honest. There's a lot of theories, a lot of thoughts. Clearly, all of them, or most of them, are going to be incorrect. I think this is probably an incorrect one, right? Next up, we've got this from Brock Lesnar guy. So, Silverback, thank you. So, Brock Lesnar guy says, okay, what if this happens? CM Punk, Seth Rollins wrestle at Saturday night's main event, right? Which apparently was the plan. CM Punk is about to win, but then the Vision revealed that it was a ruse the whole time, and they help Seth retain. Now, this is what we've just spoke about, and there are people saying that they think it could be a ruse, but the thing that I keep getting stuck on is that could happen anyway. I mean, if the Vision had stayed together, then they could still have done this, where Braun and Bronson come down and actually get involved in the match. So I'm just struggling to see what the benefit is by doing what they've just done at the end of Raw, if this is a ruse. So, don't know. I mean, look, these are the thoughts that are doing the rounds. So, this is the image, though, right? So, this is Seth Rollins. He was seen wearing a sling in Perth, Australia. So, there he is with an ice cream. Looks lovely. But there's his arm in a sling. It's amazing, actually, that this picture didn't come out kind of before the show. And I kind of kicked myself a little bit, because I remember during the opening to Raw, Seth Rollins actually said about how he beat Cody with one arm. And I remember hearing that thinking, what does he mean by that? He doesn't seem to have one arm. He's got two arms. And I do remember that. But that was it. I mean, there was kind of, I moved on. Mentally, I moved on. Obviously, I wish I'd jotted that down and then included it in the Talking Points video, or made a bigger deal of that during the watch along, because obviously now it seems like a really important detail. He was basically telling us in the open of Raw that he had suffered an injury, right? And obviously now this picture has kind of come to light of Seth in a sling, and it seems like the whole Vision story might have come to an end as a result of that injury. So yeah, as we said, lots going on, right? So that was the image. Seth Rollins has been wearing a sling backstage and around Australia over the last day. That coming from Sean Ross Sapp. So I think he might have got a bit more info than just that picture, because he's saying that the sling was being worn backstage. Obviously, that picture doesn't show us that. So it seems like Sean Ross Sapp's got a little more information than just what that picture showed, right? Okay, Christopher's like, no, not again. I am not falling for it. It's a ruse. So Christopher is in the ruse camp, thinking that this is another fake injury. So Seth Rollins is believed to have suffered an injury to his left shoulder. Right, this was during the match against Cody at Crown Jewel this past weekend. He will be undergoing testing in the coming days. That come in from PW Insider. And this is the move. So here's WrestleLamia saying, look at this landing again. So this is the move. So we can press play on this. And it is the flying headbutt, but it's this arm here, right? He puts it down, and it's kind of like, I think the weight of the landing goes down on the arm. Now, we don't know if it's an arm break or if it is a shoulder injury. And of course, we don't even know if he's faking. He could be faking. I am leaning towards this being a real injury this time, right? I'm leaning towards this being a real injury. I mean, they cut away, unfortunately, but you can sort of see the arm compacted here, right? It's kind of hard to see, but it's a pretty rough landing, actually. It's a pretty rough landing. So he definitely puts his arm out. His weight definitely seems to go onto it. And he does favor it after, actually. As soon as that happens, he does start favoring it. So here, Joe said, that's where I bet he hurt it. His arm and shoulder took the impact. I wonder if he is indeed hurt, and they could be speeding up the Braun Heyman turn, which is seemingly what has happened, right? So here we go. WWE source indicated the split was not in the cards until next year. So Fightful Select has learned that the Vision's attack on Seth was hinted at as a heavy creative pivot. It was not indicated that this Bron Breakker split was originally planned or in the cards until next year. So Fightful Select kind of finding that out. Here's Ryder saying, why am I not surprised that this amazing angle wasn't the original plan? It's quite a bit, actually, of information. Fightful Select have done quite a bit of digging. They found out a load of stuff around about 3 hours ago at the time of recording this, right? So the specific details of Seth Rollins' injury were being kept very quiet. One WWE source said individually, not on behalf of the company, that an actual break of the arm would actually probably be better than a shoulder injury, because Seth could be back by like December if it's an arm break. However, they said it would be unlikely they could avoid a drastic change if it was a more serious shoulder injury, which I think probably means vacating the championship. If it is a serious shoulder injury and he is out for the rest of the year, then, you know, I mean, Survivor Series goes out the window. Whatever they had planned for the rest of the year goes out the window. And so maybe also that World Heavyweight Championship goes out the window. Seemingly the vision has gone out the window. I mean, this is really bad news for Seth. This is really bad news. The hope from staff backstage that was because Rollins was cleared to do the ending segment, which was obviously very physical, that the injury might not be as bad as feared. So they're hoping that's a sign that it's actually not as bad. Yeah, a lot of people backstage are also struggling, though. So WWE's handling of Seth Rollins' injury is fueling backstage trust issues. So not only are the fans going, I'm not falling for that again. I'm not falling for that. You can't tell me he's injured again, right? Not after what happened recently, where that injury was fake. Apparently, there's people backstage also now questioning if this injury is legit or not, right? That seems to be the big debate. Seriously, the big debate is this injury real? That's where the conversation has moved to since the end of Raw. Right, do you think WWE made the right move to shift the ending of Raw for ratings? So Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer was talking about what went down, and he basically said that they may have kind of decided to have done it now because obviously it was an earlier Raw, and we know the Raw ratings recently have been rubbish. So the fact it's an earlier Raw, a lot of people in America were going to be getting ready to go to work, go to school. There was a lot of people that were not going to get the opportunity to sit down and watch this show. And the Raw ratings have been poor anyway, that this could have been a really bad rating. This could have been and it still could actually. So was it a decision made to not leave it a week or whatever, but the decision made to do it now because they're thinking people will tune into Raw because they'll want to see this moment, right? Could it be that it's a way to kind of encourage a bit of a ratings boost for what could have been and what could still be a very poorly viewed Raw, right? Because of that early start time. Interesting. Just an interesting thought. Bron Breakker spoke after. He said the vision has never been more clear. So that was Bron Breakker speaking. War Games rumoured plans are likely not in the cards following the injury. So apparently those War Games plans, Sean Ross at Fightful Select have reached out to a WWE source, and they said that, yeah, that was a direction. I don't know that it was the direction. Like, I don't know that you could, like, treat it as being set in concrete. This is absolutely what's going to happen. It was a direction that we, were potentially looking to go. But, I mean, with an injury now, of course, it throws all of that into chaos. And, of course, what does this mean for Austin Theory? Because it felt like he was going to be joining the Vision. I mean, he was rumored to be part of the Seth, Bron, Bronson, Brock team, and him joining the Vision would have made a lot of sense. But I mean, what is the Vision now? The Vision right now is a tag team with Paul Heyman as their manager. So does he still join up with the Vision? I don't know, man. I don't know. This is, if the injury is real and they have had to pivot, the amount of things that this is going to impact is mind-blowing, right? Mind-blowing. But could this be a way forward? Could it be that when Seth recovers, he comes back as a babyface? Could he still work with Austin Theory? But maybe an Austin Theory that's also a babyface. Here's Adam Goldberg going, get ready, right? I think it's a little bit of a joke, hence the lol, but I don't mind it, man. Austin Theory and Seth Rollins. I mean, who's Seth going to turn to? He's got no friends. He's alienated everyone. But, I mean, maybe there's someone that he's not caused any problems for a while, and that person could be Austin Theory, who's lost at the moment. Seth, when he comes back, will be a bit lost. Theory's lost. Maybe those two could join forces to bring down Bron and Bronson. I actually just tweeted out, I'd be really down for that. Babyface Austin Theory, babyface Seth Rollins, taking down Bron and Bronson going after them. That could be fun. That could be a fun feud. That could be a fun battle. The only other thing we've got in the folder then is this. So that fan did manage to meet CM Punk. So there's that sign. I've waited 19 years to see CM Punk. There's CM Punk. There is the fan. How great is that? So Bones, thank you. Really appreciate it. Very, very cool. So that is that folder done. That is everything we've got in regards to the Vision. The big thing is the injury. Is it real? Is it not real? There are definitely people that have got their doubts. I am leaning towards, I think it is real. I think you can see in that move that it looks awkward. I think that to kind of split the Vision up now, it just feels very soon. I think it feels so shocking because it just doesn't feel quite right. And of course, you've got people saying that it was rushed and brought forwards. I think all the plans that it's apparently going to affect, like, yeah, this just feels like it's kind of thrown and caused so many problems. It's thrown so many directions off. I think the injury is real. That's kind of where I am right now. So, I don't know. Obviously, as the days go by, we'll get more information. But it really has changed everything. So exciting. Okay, this is the WWE folder. So, they had The Rock on the New Heights podcast. Silverback, thank you. And The Rock was talking about John Cena's final match. They were asking him who should be John's last opponent. And The Rock was like, well, you know, this guy right here. And just kind of teasing himself. But then he laughed. And he was like, no, look, I've got a little bit of say when it comes to the booking. But the bottom line is this. The last person that John should face should be the person that John wants to face, right? And that's how we should end this. It's not really down for me or Nick Khan or Triple H. It should be who John wants to face. And I think that's really interesting. I mean, the rumor, of course, for the longest time, really the only name I've ever heard is Gunther being that final opponent. And so I fully expect it to be Gunther. I really do. I expect it to be Gunther. That's long been the rumor. I've heard theories about, oh, wouldn't it be great if it was this person or that person? But actual, like, concrete rumor, something coming from like a Dave Meltzer or a Sean Rossap or something, it's always been Gunther. So I expect it to be Gunther. So I'm certainly not getting carried away with The Rock kind of, well, you know, this guy, right, he was just having a bit of fun during the podcast. So, yes, interesting, though. That's got a few people talking. This has got people talking as well. So, wrestling fan, since day one, shout out to you. So, this is Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland said, I have been informed that WWE will not be renewing my contract when it ends on November 14th. WWE is still going to cover my rehab from injury, but my guaranteed pay will end. Quite frustrating, to say the least, as I cannot work for another 6 months due to the aforementioned injury, with a family of 5 to support. It's not a great look, is this, by WWE releasing someone whilst they're out injured. My career with WWE has been blighted by misfortune, but I'm still thankful and grateful for the opportunity and experience. The shining light that has always kept me going is the huge support from a handful of special human beings. Thank you. I'm unsure what lies ahead of me in terms of wrestling, but going forward, I will be working hard to heal up, and in that time, I will be launching my own online coaching business. So stay tuned. So there we go, Ridge Holland. Looks like WWE have decided that there isn't really a way forward there. It could have been down to injury. We know that he'd been working in Evolve, so he'd kind of fallen quite a way down the pecking order. You know, it's not like he was around the top end of the NXT and fighting for the championship. It does feel like injury knocked him back. Does feel like there were some things that he was struggling to work out, like a presentation for himself. And I just think, like, time ran out. That's how it feels. But it does kind of suck to do this whilst he's out with an injury, as he says, you know. He can't work for another 6 months. So I know there won't be like tons of sympathy. People obviously still kind of hold a grudge for the Big E injury. But I don't know. I think it's a real shame, honestly. So there we go. Some Ridge Holland news. We've also got this. So here you can see the NXT Women's Championship Contenders Battle Royal. So we do have NXT, obviously. We need to kind of turn our attention a little bit to that. And so we do have this Battle Royal, and it's going to feature TNA talent. So we've got Lee Ying Lee. We've got Mara Sade. Xia Brookside, Heather by Elegance, Victoria Crawfords, which is Alicia Fox, Casey Lee, and Jessie McKay, who is Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. I believe that was Xia Lee, that was Jakara Jackson, Xia Brookside, and I don't think Heather by Elegance has ever been in WWE. So, and obviously mixed in with NXT talent as well, even Kendall Gray making it. So that's great. She's kind of representing Evolve, but she sort of feels like she's kind of NXT now. I see her quite a bit with Ren Sinclair, who's right there. Where's Ren? So, yes, this should be good. It's going to be NXT, and it is going to be TNA talent in that Battle Royal. But it's not only the Battle Royal. So we do have the number one contenders Battle Royal to determine who is next for the Women's Championship. Obviously, the current champion, JC Jane. We've got Zarya and Blake Monroe. They're going to be in a match. So Zarya against Blake Monroe. We got Josh Briggs going one-on-one against Matt Cardona. So Briggs against Matt Cardona. And we've also got Dr. Wagner Jr. taking on Lexis King. So it looks like it's a pretty fun NXT, to be honest. But I think everyone's heads are still spinning from Seth and everything that went down there. On Wednesday, we also have Evolve Succession. So I know not everyone watches that, but it's a pretty big show for Evolve. Arguably the biggest show they will have done. Both the men's and the women's Evolve championships are going to be defended. And I think there's a couple of other matches that they've put on there as well. So this is kind of like a big special. It's a special episode of Evolve, still at the same time, same places, on a Wednesday. If you're in America, it's on Tubi. Internationally, you have to kind of wait the next day, and then it goes up on YouTube, which sucks. I don't really know why they don't just do it live on YouTube like they used to, but just kind of sucks. They should do this one live, shouldn't they? Because this is like a special episode. But just wanted to remind people of that, or let people know about that maybe didn't know. We'll be doing the watch along for that as well. Asuka has responded to the crowds, saying Asuka is a shiz. I mean, things got really extreme. And so here's Asuka saying, I'm exposing the essence of humanity. Just look at this scene. Who do you think is purer? Is it Kairi showing unwavering dedication? Or is it them? This is the art that I want to create. People are cruel, aren't they? Right? So there's Asuka, just like, look at you lot. Look at what you're saying. You think you're better than us, and you're coming out with these kinds of things. I think it's really interesting. Really interesting. So Asuka tweeting that out. I believe that was just before Raw. Right, here's an image. So, Aaron, thank you. Here's an image of Speed. Apparently, this is the wrestling gear that Speed is going to be wearing. So, we know that Speed is doing an episode of Speed Goes Pro, which is like a video series he does on YouTube. I believe that he's going to train to be a wrestler with Randy Orton. So Randy is going to be working with Speed, and they're going to train him up to be a wrestler, and that's going to feature as one of those episodes on his YouTube channel. So, that should be fun. I don't know that it's going to lead to him actually having a proper match, like on a show. Not something I'm personally looking for, but, I'm sure there's many Speed fans out there that would be looking for that. And so we'll have to see kind of what it leads to. This is cool. I didn't even know it was out. Demolition Smash has got a new book that has dropped on Amazon. So I've got the greatest friends in the world. I wish I just could write about all of them, but I got a couple of stories from some of our experiences in and out of the ring. So obviously he was Smash, but he was also Repo Man. So sickles, studs, and stolen cards. So it's all about his life in wrestling, and that should be amazing. I really want to get that myself, so very, very cool. That's available on Amazon and Kindle. I think it's on Kindle Unlimited as well for anyone that's got that. Right, this was kind of interesting. So, backstage news regarding WWE's influence in the controversial finish of TNA Bound for Glory. So, Javon against Leon Slater. The finish of that match really upset people, really annoyed people. Turns out WWE had a big influence in that finish. So, it seems like WWE wanted to try and protect Javon. And so, this was maybe the way they decided to do it, by having Dark States get involved, which is really frustrating, to be honest. Really frustrating. So, according to John Alba, multiple sources indicate that WWE had a significant influence in the booking direction for the match. It's believed that while WWE and AEW, I think they mean TNA, generally collaborate on booking decisions, part of the partnership, WWE especially has a lot of pull when its wrestlers are being utilized on TNA shows. So there we go. Frustrating, because people really, really flipping hated that. Hated it. Hated the finish. Dude, I don't know if this is AI, but it's come from Alan Cheapshot, who is legit. And he found this image, I don't know where, and he's like, do you remember that time Bayley time traveled to the 1920s? It does look like Bayley, doesn't it? It really does look like Bayley. It so looks like Bayley that I'm kind of looking at it going, mate, like, is this AI? Has someone just got like an old picture and just swapped out the faces or something? Because I did look at that and I was like, dude, that's weird, because it really, really does look like her. So there we go. Bayley has got a 1920s look-alike. Crazy. Check out this as well. Look at this. The ultimate slagent, said Chelsea. Pledge your allegiance to Chelsea Green. I don't know where this person actually, this cosplayer, don't know where they actually wore this. I don't know that they went to like Perth or Crown Jewel or anything like that, but that's a hell of an outfit, isn't it? They've done an amazing job there. That is a hell of an outfit. But that's a real fun one to wear as you're kind of going to like wrestling shows. Can you imagine the amount of people that would want to have a picture with you if you wore that? Right? That's fun. The ultimate slagent. Right. Kanan, shout out to you. Really appreciate it. It's just a lovely, fun little video of Asuka and Kairi. I can't understand a single thing they're saying, but I do love the intro. I think it might be the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. I think the intro is fantastic, right? I love that. And you can see throughout the video that Kairi is kind of just holding her cheek. I think this is after the slap, right? So she's kind of, and you can sort of tell she's a bit nervous, a bit uneasy. I think it really gets across like the current storyline as well. She kind of walks off after at the end. So let's have a look at this. But the intro, cutest thing I've ever seen. Just that bit there. I don't know why. I don't get it. It sounds like Asuka this, Kairi this, Asuka this, Kairi this. I think it's like Asuka hello, Kairi hello. Probably means something like that, right? But I just think it's so cute. So, I mean, look, it doesn't take too much translating to figure out that they're promoting the Super Show in Japan. So it's probably like, come and see us on these dates. October 17th and 18th, you know, we're going to, Kabuki Warriors are going to be in action. It's going to be something along those lines. But obviously that doesn't interest us because I can't imagine too many of you are going to those shows. But this, I just flipping love this start. I think it's Kairi. Oh, I love it. Weird, but I love it. Right. WrestleBuzz, thank you. So there is Paul Heyman throwing up the V's. So there we go. We've been trying to figure out what the hell went on at the end of Raw. It's quite clear Heyman has joined the Vanity Project. So there's the Vanity Project on Evolve, and it's quite clear that Paul Heyman is the newest member. We have just lost Bryce Donovan, and it looks like Zayda Steele might be leaving as well because she's chosen not to renew her WWE ID contract. And so maybe this is where Paul Heyman comes in and joins the group. All of a sudden, things are making a lot more sense. Right, so I didn't know what to do with this because, again, I just live in fear of AI. But I believe this was from a live stream, and it looks like it's Paige, Saraya, actually outside a jacket potato van. So they're making jacket potatoes. I'm guessing this is like a friend or family business, right? And so she's like doing what looks to be like a meet and greet. She's out there like meeting people outside the front of this jacket, but it's one of the most random clips. It's so random. So that's Saraya, Paige.
Well, we've got the curry cheese, we've got the Bibles next.
He's written everything down on the thing.
No, we shouldn't change. We've got no change. So Alan, we've got some. Yes.
Are you ready?
Zack it, baby!
It's so weird. I just don't get it. I mean, they're chatting away about, you got the potatoes, you got any more cheese? Yeah, I think that guy over there, he wanted, like, curry. I don't know, have we got any more of the curry sauce? And you just got Saraya standing there going, yeah, come over, come over. Okay, and just, like, posing away. It's just random. I had no idea what to do with it, but I was so confused. I was like, I'm just going to put it in the folder, and just, this happens. That's all you need to know. This is something that happens, right? Right, next up, we've got this. So the journalist turned around and said to Bayley, are you Lyra's only friend? Which felt a bit disrespectful, right? But let's play the video.
Well, Bayley's your only friend at the moment, isn't it? Is that true? Bayley is your only friend. Is that right? That's what I've heard. Is that's what's going around?
I am her
Only friend. How does that make you feel?
I'm literally her.
Only friend.
I'm your only friend, dude. Just say it to the camera real quick.
I couldn't help it. This is WWE. There you go. But
So,
yeah,
there we go.
You probably need to go.
Having fun about the fact she's her only friend. But here's Tatum. Oh. Tatum loves Lyra. She loves her. There's no way that Bayley is Lyra's only friend. Bayley is like, yes. So there was Tatum reacting to that. Right, again, I thought this was I got tagged in this loads, and I was like, no, I'm not falling for this. It's AI. I think it's AI. But flipping, here's Naomi. Naomi has posted it as well. Apparently this is like OG Naomi. I don't know if Naomi's just smiling because of it being AI, or if this is legit. I mean, I could believe it's legit, but I just live in a world now where I can't trust anything that I see anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would this footage come to light now? Now that we live in a world full of riddled with AI, why would it come to light now? But I don't know, she seems to be supporting it, or at least enjoying it. So I was like, fine, I'll include that as well. I don't even know what the truth is anymore. Right, then we've got Cyrus of Dark State. Remember, we were talking about that controversial ending to Javon's match. Dudes with wives and kids are losing sleep over some gymnastics. That's actually a good line. So he's like, you're really that upset about what happened at the end of that match? That gymnastics match, yeah? You've got a wife and kids, and you're losing sleep over that? Mate, I think that's a good tweet. I think that's pretty savage. And then here we've got this. So Stephanie received a drawing and a letter from a young fan. And I included it because I think it's the worst picture I've ever seen. That is absolutely appalling. Her arms shouldn't bend like that. You know, I mean, I just sort of feel like that's wrong. I mean, look how wide the legs are as well. The feet are just nowhere near big enough to support her body. I mean, I'm not an artist. I could do better than that. Yeah, just saying. Right, going over to community, because you know me, I care about people. And here we are with Santino Marella. This is not Santino. This is Santino. So we got to meet Santino at Bound for Glory last night. It was an awesome moment. It's an amazing moment. So Casey and family, the Casey family, and I do include Santino in that. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So hope you had, as we said, a fantastic time. Looks like you had a very special time. So very, very cool. And that is it. I mean, obviously, the big talking point is Seth, and then we just had a few other bits. Obviously, Ridge probably being the most notable. And that picture as well, which truly, I mean, it was bad. So let's go down, shall we? We've got all these thanks that we need to get to. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. So, right, let's see if we can make sure we get to all of these. So, Edward Kopuk, the Blizzard 6, He Who Smiles, Real Wrestling Fan, Chris Knowles, Wrestling Voids, Kai L. We got Silverback, Edwards, Babs the Barbarian, The Wrestling Warrior, Tribal Chief, Little Bit of a Fan, Edwards, Silverback, Elite Pro Wrestling Forum, Wrestling Voids, Sweet Chin Wrestling, I Am the Color Reds, Kai L, Wrestling Voids, Elite Pro Wrestling Forum, Timmy the Man V2, Dearth Crim 23, The Wrestling Warrior, Canon, Armando B, and Silverback. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I mean, I know there were so many of you that joined us for that early Raw watch along, which I was not expecting that many people to join us. So a big thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, thankfully, it was definitely worth watching. At least it was not a non-eventful show. It was a very eventful show. So that made things easier, of course. But then just the support with like the retweets and just enjoying like the little shorts and videos. I know there's quite a bit of content that kind of comes out from the channel, but no, I really do appreciate it. So yes, I'm going to go and just get ready for the week ahead now. Obviously, we're back tomorrow with NXT. We'll have a Talking Points video and Unseen again for you. Evolve Succession on Wednesday. And the wrestling world, man, it never stops. It never stops. There's going to be more news, reaction, all that kind of stuff on the way. So thank you. Have a great evening, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.